Welcome to the BDI Advantage, a podcast focused on helping manufacturers improve reliability, reduce downtime, and control costs through smarter industrial solutions. Since 2020, BDI Canada has helped customers achieve over $56 million in documented cost savings. Not projected cost savings, not estimates, real, measurable results. These savings were documented through real customer engagements across Canada, verified alongside maintenance, operations, and procurement teams. In this podcast, we're unpacking the real stories behind those numbers. What challenges manufacturers were facing, what changed, and how reliability-focused decisions created lasting impact. If you're responsible for maintenance, operations, engineering, or procurement, this podcast is for you. Manufacturers today are under more pressure than ever. Costs are rising, supply chains are unpredictable, downtime is expensive and increasingly unacceptable by upper management. At the same time, maintenance teams and operational teams are being asked to do more with fewer and fewer resources. We created this podcast because we see the same patterns again and again. Cost savings achieved at the expense of reliability rarely last. At BDI Canada, our approach has always been different. We focus on long-term, measurable improvements, not short-term price cuts. The savings we talk about in this series don't come from chasing the lowest price. They come from reducing variation, eliminating inefficiencies, and improving how assets are supported across your entire plant. This isn't a theory-based podcast. Everything we discuss come from real facilities, real constraints, and real-world decisions. What worked and what didn't. But let's take a second. Let's talk about that big number that I just said. $56 million. What does that actually represent? These savings were documented through customer engagements across dozens of industries, including, but not limited to, food and beverage, metals, mining, automotive, packaging, and so many more. They come from areas in the plants like product standardization, smarter sourcing strategies, reduced emergencies and expediting costs, inventory optimization, and VMI programs. And of course, reliability improvements that extend asset life. Most importantly, these savings were tracked, verified, and documented with customers' approval. This isn't about finding the cheapest part. It's about finding the right solution and applying it consistently. But let's make this tangible with a simplified example. A manufacturing facility we worked with was dealing with frequent component failures. On paper, the parts looked inexpensive, but the real costs were hidden. Emergency orders, unplanned downtime, and multiple variations of the same components stocked across your plant. By working together, we identified opportunities to reduce part variation, standardize on proven components, improve sourcing reliability, and align your inventory with actual usage. The result wasn't just lower spend. It was also improved uptime, fewer breakdowns, and a more predictable maintenance environment. Those are the kinds of changes that drive savings year after year, not just once. One of the biggest misconceptions in industrial cost reduction is that savings come from major overhauls. In reliability, most savings come from eliminating small inefficiencies, reducing variation, improving consistency, and preventing repeat failures. Many plants don't realize how much they spend is tied up in reactive maintenance, or how much variation exists in parts that perform the exact same function. When those issues are addressed systematically, the impact adds up quickly. So if you're listening today and you're wondering, where can I start? Here are a few practical questions to ask. I'll give you a minute to grab a pen. All right, here we go. If you don't have a pen, feel free to pause the podcast as you need, or just rewind. Question number 1. Which parts are we replacing most often? Question 2. How many variations of similar components are we stocking? Question 3. How much of our spend is reactive versus planned? And here's the big one, question 4. Are we documenting failures or just fixing them? Even small steps towards standardization and visibility can unlock meaningful improvements. This episode was just the beginning. Throughout this series, we'll explore the strategies behind those $56 million in documented savings. Some including, but not limited to, standardization, reliability improvement, inventory optimization, and real customer success stories. In our next episode, we'll talk about a deeper look at how standardization alone has driven millions in savings across multiple industries, and why fewer parts often lead to better performance. If this episode resonated with challenges you're seeing in your facility, follow or subscribe to the BDI Advantage podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.